And see, now I can see, now that I've washed this off, I'm going to show you guys something. Why I felt that I know I improperly put the emulsion on this part here, where this paint drip came down. Actually, with the way I showed you guys now, I only did it one time on each side, right? You guys saw me do that? Earlier when I did it one time, and because I just visually, and again, I've never done it like that before, didn't seam properly, I flipped it over, and I came back another time. But then I stopped, and that's when, and I shouldn't have stopped, because after I lifted it off, I can see that now, where this part up here has a lot, twice as much emulsion layer. Where this lower part down here, where you guys can see, I mean, that you can see right through those letters in that image already there. So this area here is where I double coated it, and I'm glad I didn't go all halfway, because we wouldn't have been able to see this right now if I would have already gone all the way and done that. And the back was fine because it was flat, so I only did it in one coating. So it definitely shows here how you can overcoat it. And back to Alex saying he tried burning it over and over because he was just putting so much emulsion on it.
So does that mean since that little sticker up there, you should have left it a little bit longer to burn?
I could have left it a little bit longer, but the thing to do now is, like I said, is like the way we did it right then and there. Like it's about analyzing, looking at, and making it, cleaning it, so that I don't have to add more emulsion to make it even. I should. The guy recommended that whatever you already ended up putting on the screen, and then you need to fix it because you see it and you're like, oh man, it looks like it needs more. Then use whatever's already on there. And I didn't do that. I used more of the emulsion that was on the squeegee, so I piled it on top instead of just like grabbing my spatula the way I was doing it right now. And I didn't do that earlier. I should have done that so that this whole area would have been just as thin. Because if you go back to answer your question, exposing it more probably would have gone through that. But then this probably would have cracked even more because I was waiting longer, and I already kept that in mind, knowing that we kept it past 10 minutes, almost 17 minutes. And this is what happened when I, by overexposing it and then scrubbing it with water. But again, this whole area down here was still wet from the emulsion not drying really well. Itzy, I'm gonna have to do this again for you, all over from scratch. But I just want to make sure that we all understand the concept of that.
So
I wish I could have been a perfect example, but
so you can't get the other part off, or you're not going to try, or
I can try. I'm afraid I'm just going to scrape the emulsion off.
I don't know. I'm just curious.
But the thing about how he asked about it a little bit a few seconds ago is, could you have exposed the light a little more to that area? But it's not so much that area because remember the light's being exposed to the whole.
So just do
the whole thing evenly. And so it makes me wonder that if you do get a perfect coat of emulsion on there, that when you do that manual thing, like how my friend was talking about, you can use that by hand to do that heat type thing. It's almost you're like heat processing it by doing it that way, because that's just hot. Then you so the main came off a little bit, but we'll just use this to actually screen. Did you bring a t-shirt? You brought a t-shirt? Yeah. We'll do it out there in a bit. And then for those who didn't get to do this, we'll actually do the... Yeah, it's pretty much all coming off. Not happy with it, but and of course no water, no not water, no chemical like soap and sprays or antibacterial soaps or anything, nothing like, no chemicals. The water and the sponge should take that emulsion right off. And like I said, if that emulsion was on there evenly all the way, we wouldn't have to be struggling to get that remainder of that emulsion. Oh, a lot better, for sure. A little more.
You always use cold water to wash it off?
Always, yeah. Always cold water. And he did make it a point over and over again to again not invest, but you know, if you want to do it on your hose outside to do the washing and stuff, to definitely get like one of those little guns that has that jet, or even the round ones. He says the ones that just single nose, the round metal ones. He says that is just, I mean, that stuff will bust through the mesh like super fast. One more little part, but we did it! Woo! I was like, I'm gonna fail my students tonight. No! How did George end up waiting? I think we did it, guys. Right here. And you can see the thickness of it. Actually, if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it this way, but see this line here? This whole section and this drip right here is where there's double emulsion on top of it.